The first tear fell before the pen touched the paper. It landed softly on the white divorce document, blurring a single line of text, as if even the ink was ashamed of what was happening. The Christmas party hall was alive with daylight, golden sun pouring through glass walls, white decorations glowing gently, soft music floating in the air. But inside her chest, everything was collapsing. Seraphina Valehart stood near the long banquet table, hands shaking, heart breaking, surrounded by people who were laughing, sipping drinks and celebrating love, while she was quietly ending hers. She had never imagined that the most painful moment of her life would happen in public, under a Christmas tree decorated with red ribbons and fake snow. Her husband stood across from her, jaw tight, eyes cold, glancing at his watch like she was wasting his time. He had chosen this place deliberately, a corporate Christmas gathering full of colleagues, clients, and strangers, people who would witness her humiliation without ever understanding it. Seraphina signed the papers slowly, each letter of her name feeling heavier than the last. She didn't cry loudly. She didn't beg. She didn't argue. Her tears were silent, controlled, practiced, the kind you learn when you've spent a lifetime hiding pain behind calm smiles. When she finished, she slid the papers back toward him and whispered an apology no one deserved. He took them without looking at her, relief flashing briefly across his face, and turned away as if she had already become a memory. No one in that room knew who she really was. To them, she was just another woman who had failed at marriage. No one knew she was the daughter of one of the most powerful billionaires in the world. No one knew she had walked away from unimaginable wealth for love. And no one knew that this moment, this humiliation, would change everything. Seraphina had grown up in a world of endless money but empty rooms. Her father, Aldrich Valehart, built an empire of global investments, but he had never learned how to build emotional closeness. After her mother's death, the mansion felt colder than any winter. Seraphina learned early that luxury could not replace love, and she promised herself she would never marry for status or security. She wanted something real, even if it meant starting with nothing. When she met her husband years ago, she hid her identity completely. She dressed simply, lived modestly, and worked quietly in the background. She believed love should be chosen without power influencing it. At first, he admired her simplicity. He told her she was refreshing, grounded, different. But as time passed, admiration turned into resentment. Her kindness began to irritate him. Her refusal to chase money made him angry. He wanted success fast, recognition now, and when it didn't come, he blamed her. By the time Christmas arrived, the marriage was already dead. The papers were just a formality. What hurt wasn't losing him. It was realizing that the love she sacrificed everything for had never truly existed. She walked out of the party alone, sunlight reflecting off the snow outside, tears finally falling freely. She had nothing left to hide anymore. And far away, a man who ruled billions was about to learn that his daughter had been broken in public. The next morning, Seraphina sat in a small cafe, sunlight streaming through the windows, her hands wrapped around a cup of untouched coffee. For the first time in years, she felt completely empty, but also strangely free. The divorce had stripped her of illusions, but it had also released her from pretending. Her phone buzzed repeatedly, messages from people who had never truly known her, but she ignored them all. She finally made the call she had avoided for years. Her father answered on the second ring. Aldrich Valehart listened in silence as his daughter spoke. She didn't dramatize anything. She simply told the truth about the marriage, about the public humiliation, about signing divorce papers at a Christmas party while strangers watched her cry. For the first time in decades, the billionaire felt powerless. No market crash had ever shaken him like this. Within days, the world began a shift. Seraphina returned to the city she had once left behind, not as an heiress seeking revenge, but as a woman reclaiming her identity. She refused public statements, refused gossip, refused drama. Instead, she focused on rebuilding herself. She began working with charitable foundations, investing in education and women's shelters, quietly using her resources to help people who felt invisible, just like she once had. Meanwhile, her ex-husband started noticing changes. Invitations stopped coming. Deals collapsed without explanation. Doors that once opened easily were suddenly closed. He didn't understand why the world had turned cold toward him, until one afternoon he saw her name in a headline. Not as his ex-wife, but as Seraphina Valehart, daughter of Aldrich Valehart. The realization crushed him. The woman he had humiliated, dismissed, and discarded had been powerful beyond his imagination, and she had never used that power against him, until now, when her absence spoke louder than revenge ever could. Seraphina watched all of this from a distance, not with satisfaction but with peace. She had learned that true strength wasn't about destroying someone, it was about choosing not to become bitter. On the following Christmas, sunlight once again filled the city. Decorations returned, music played, and people gathered. But this time, Seraphina stood tall in a different hall, hosting a charity event focused on second chances. She wore elegance without arrogance, confidence without cruelty. Her past pain had softened her, not hardened her. She spoke briefly to the audience, not about wealth or betrayal, but about dignity, about how kindness is often mistaken for weakness, about how silence can hide unimaginable strength. Her words moved people deeply because they were real. Her ex-husband attended quietly, standing at the back, watching a woman he had never truly known. He didn't approach her. He didn't apologize. Some realizations come too late, and Seraphina didn't need closure from him anymore. As the event ended, she stepped outside into the daylight, breathing in the cold air, feeling whole for the first time in years. She had lost a marriage, but she had found herself. She had been broken in public, but she had risen with grace. Just before this story ends, please leave a comment and share what moment touched your heart the most. Your words matter more than you realize. And if this story moved you, if it reminded you not to judge people by appearances, please like the video, share it, and stay connected with Kindness Flow. Your engagement helps keep stories of hope alive. Seraphina walked forward, no longer hiding, no longer afraid. Sometimes the greatest victory is not being seen as powerful, but choosing to be kind anyway.